your mind. This interview is gonna blow your mind. This interview is gonna blow your mind. I promise you. With Femi Adesina. So let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Okay. Okay. Let me play for you guys.
I just want to be the best at it.
Growing up, I felt like if you're selling anything in school, you're poor. To me,
But I was poor. So why am I was poor? So if I'm selling even if I'm
I
not
never
selling,
sold anything in school. I felt if I see people selling, I'm like, you're poor.
Because you never, you know, hey, I remember my wife selling cupcake at school. I kid you guys not. For that's when she caught my attention. We were doing everything to be able to. I was doing security. I was selling. I had a video club when I was at the university. I was selling recharge cards, selling everything sellable. When you come from a poor background, you do everything possible to succeed.
but I'm poor now. If I'm not selling the thing, I'm poor. If I'm selling it, I'm poor. So let me go now sell and that. So it has always been, even as a graduate, I opt potato chips in Songo. I opt headphones in Mokola, and I graduated top of my class. So I've always just, if you think I'm poor, help me. If you cannot help me, shut up. Let me say whatever I want to sell. I'm shutting up. So for me, that's
Wow. If you think I'm poor, help me. If you cannot help me, shut up. Deep.
I really care less what people have to say about me. And I think that's really what, even till today, hardly would you see us replying.
You see, that's a mindset even me I'm struggling with. Caring less about what people say about you. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. Once you get over that, I'm telling you, some of us were raised to care a lot about what people think. I think this lately I've been thinking and evolving. Sometimes it appears if we don't care about what people think about us, but deep down we really care. If genuinely from your heart you're able to overcome that mindset, then good for
whether
you.
positive or negative on any other content. It's your opinion.
True.
So really,
I understand better now. Even me, I'm selling something. I understand better right now. But growing up, do you have any probably a mentor
oh
who
yes.
has actually shaped you?
I used to say that I grew up with no background. There's humble background. Me, I didn't have any background.
There was no
It was that
background.
bad. Yeah, it was that bad.
Dad, mom.
No, what I mean is that bottom of the barrel. Okay, my dad is late. So my dad died when I was like 1 year old. So it was just my mom and my brother. At the point, things was quite good. My brother had one job like that. But at the point he lost it, so we're back to square one again. And you know, there's some lecture I would have loved to give. For example, do you know what they call individual lasipo?
Yes, I
you have to
know.
run for like 3 days. Okay.
The face, the face would have changed. It's not going to draw again.
Exactly. You get what I'm trying to say. So it was, and then if you don't walk, you don't eat. Sometimes I remember when I was doing tutorial center, you have to walk and say. Sometimes, for example, maybe I'm walking walnuts, Hausa, right? And maybe my mom would put five, and sell it for 15 naira. I already arranged it to 4 and sell it for 17 naira. Because I needed to make extra money and I can't take from the money my mom is making because I needed to pay for maybe book or something in school. So those were the places I started to learn. And so growing up, I was coming from that background, right? And the richest guy or the richest person in my entire neighborhood, I think had Nissan Primera, one 1990 something car like that, and that was like my dream. So when I was about to enter university, that's actually not that far when I was about to enter university. Okay, so I had an uncle that we used to go there for holidays. Not every time, but we used to go there. So I'm coming from a place where the day we are rich, the day we are eating panla. That's the day like everywhere is soft.
What's it like Christmas? During Christmas.
Okay, growing up, it was mixed, Christian, Muslim, and things like that. So Christmas is regular. They eat rice, go and sleep. Well, nobody's
Because I know during Christmas that's when we eat probably the best of the best food. We eat pounded
Christmas
yam
day
and
is
the
still
likes.
Amala, is still where the who has who has chicken money. So basically, leaving that background to now going into my uncle's place, and you are waking up to see like 5 cars in the compound. I can remember at 9, 8, I was questioning, is my uncle a ritualist? Because that's the only, if you watch Nollywood, people that have money, they always have something in their cupboard. So that was the narrative in my mind. I'm like, I hope this man will not use me for ritual. Something.
Wow, wow. And that's the place of movies in our country. It shapes the mind of people watching, and that is why, as parents, we must protect what our children watch. It shapes the mindset. He saw his uncle with cars, and you remember earlier I said the richest man in his neighborhood, where he grew, or where he's growing up from, had one model of a car he mentioned. But now you see, just like most of us. In fact, I grew up in a village when nobody had a car. The richest people in my village then, those that had motorbike, you know, 90% of the people had bicycle, that career old bicycle. In fact, the only working class people we had then were teachers. Then we started having those health workers coming to open a clinic. And so those are the people. Every other person else was a farmer. So, and not a large scale farmer, peasant farmers, the one that can just farm to sustain your family, and highest sell by farm inputs, fertilizer, hoe, shovels, cutlass, and sometimes you don't even what you sold cannot even buy you fertilizer for the next farming season. You have to sometimes beg. So that kind of environment you grow, and coming to see people in affluence, people rich, and watching the Nollywood movies, which made you believe that people do rituals to make money. So I totally understand the angle this guy is coming from.
Like that. But thankfully, because you asked that what really led to this. Thankfully, he has a study in his house. I've always loved to read. I've always been ahead of my classmates because I would read. There's a place we put all my elder siblings books. So I would have read ahead of the class I was getting. So I had the promotion, right? So when I got there and I saw a room full of books, it was like breakthrough for me. I just started to read. I didn't have any reason why I was reading. I was just reading. So I was reading books on finance, books on marriage. I can remember there was time I was reading books on pregnancy. I know what dilation means. I was just reading. I was just hungry to just read. I didn't even know readers are leaders. That's the funny part. So it's not like I knew what I was doing. So basically I was just reading, and then I think that was where my eyes started to open. That actually people can grow from nothing to something. I started reading books of the likes of Amina Dezego of Slot, Africa Rise and Shine of Jimovia of Zenith Bank, the likes of Miles Monroe, the likes of Les Brown, the likes of Robert Kiyosaki, the likes of Donald Trump. I started just reading all those books, and it's like you're not seeing light. So that was the best I knew that what. And then I had one very crazy audacity. If I read it, I want to do it. If I read it, I want to test it out.
Wow. That's a big difference. My friend, a very successful guy, once told me that the difference is he's a doer. I've learned two things from this video. That first one that I said, don't care about what people say. This second one, be a doer. You only, but be doers of my word. This is so deep. This is so deep. This is so deep. Be a doer. If you want to make a difference in your world, be a doer.
I don't want to believe that what you're saying is true. So that was what really now opened my eyes and I started exploring a lot of things at the same time.
A quick one. You actually said you read about pregnancy, and I'm sure you've actually not said this to the public. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
I need to ask that question.
No, I'm not.
Okay, now what better roundtable with additional?
Okay, so I've always everything I know because I read a lot and I learn a lot. So that, and then the people I live with in my house, most time when I'm talking, they're looking at me like a nerd. Like
You
Papa and
are
sit
a
down. Let's
nerd.
just let's.
You are.
I don't think I'm a nerd. So they're just like, let's just have fun, just normal what my age mate should be doing. But I was not finding those things interesting to do. I wanted to become a billionaire. At 14, let me tell you, at 14, I was googling crazy things 14-year-olds were doing. So I was borrowing my brother's phone. I would see that there was a 14-year-old professor. So at 14, I was feeling like a failure. That's how crazy it was. So at 14, I was like, what am I doing in my life? See my mate, a professor. I was seeing as at then there was one guy, one 14-year-old that I think got $100,000 in business grants. And me, I was chasing one nonsense girl like that. So I was just like I was so everything my mates were doing till date, I still don't have any interest in any sport. I don't know football, I don't know anything like that. So at that time that all my mates were trying to lure me, they were trying to say something. I didn't find it interesting. So I turned to during COVID. I've always wanted to just share what I know. That's what led me to taking tutorial. So when I go to my tutorial centers, I want to when teacher is doing class, I want to share something with them. Do you know that this? Do you know that this? Do you know that this? So I started to just stop. So it grew into a YouTube channel during COVID. I started reviewing books. Right. It started 2019 actually when I came home after my exam. So I started reviewing books on YouTube. So I just wanted to share what I know with people or what I've tried that worked with people. And then it grew into an online WhatsApp session. So I used to do WhatsApp classes for people and people started giving testimonials. I have a number of people that made their first million, through what I've shared with them and things like that. So it grew into me. I wanted to build a community of people around it. And it has taken several shapes. I started holding conferences as far back as 2021, in a hotel in Lagos Continental. Even when I was an employee earning 75,000 naira, I'll save up just to go and hold. They've locked me up in transport before.
Hmm.
This is
What
exclusive.
Wow. Wow. Life of young people, life of an entrepreneur. I'm learning a lot. I don't know how old this guy is, but um, what he's saying is full of wisdom. You know,
What
This is
happened?
exclusive.
I'm interested.
So, someone was supposed to buy property. So he had filled form and he said he was going to make payment. So my commission from that sale was what I was supposed to use to host the dinner. And dinner was free because my trains have always been free. Dinner was free. So it was supposed to be that people come, then I'm able to close maybe one or two of them. So I actually close people from the dinner. Like I make sales also from dinner, but they don't pay immediately. So the guy said, "No, I'll pay before 7." So I told people there's dinner. Everybody came, they ate, the guy did not pay. So everybody left. It was me and my co-founder then. And because I knew that he didn't have the confidence, I didn't tell him. So I lied to him that the money was in my account. So when he discovered that the money was in my account, he was mad. Then we could not leave. Transcorp had closed then. So they took us to security guys. Security guys took us to their. That's when I knew they had this underground security base. We were there till like 3 a.m. So it was also one of these I talked about. I used to talk about social capital. It was just one guy, was just one of my mentee, or so to say, just said, "I'm in a fix. Do you mind? Do you have this amount of money?" And he said, sure, additional, no problem. And he sent me the money and we got out of there. Although the person paid the next morning, that's the client. But they almost locked us up. So I've always just wanted to do things like that, build a community together, just see people grow as much as I'm growing also. Because I've just realized that only few people actually rise. And it's not just about the fact that, for example, as all this I'm saying now, different people are going to watch and are going to get different things from it.
True.
So in the next 1-2 months, someone will say that thing helped me, and someone will still watch, and nothing will change. So I really wanted to create an intentional community where I'm actually seeing that people actually grow. It's even what bettered our project. That it's a community of actually like minds where we have weekly meetings, hang out and things like that. So it's just me just wanting to build a community. Your network is your network. So instead of me waiting to have the network, I want to build the network myself.
Your network is a network.
Yeah,
I got that. You've always been giving out to people, you've been dashing out information, and a lot of people have actually been getting from you.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated during difficult times?
There
are times you're trying to
how do you conclude that I stay motivated?
Because you're only showing up.
Oh well, okay. To be honest, let me say something. Showing up, you can put a structure around it. Okay. For example, some of my staff is here. I'm not involved in posting of my videos. The same time you are seeing it, the same time I'm seeing it. I don't know how it's posted. Right. So there's structure around those things. So even the days that I'm down, people that are posting, we post. It doesn't, even when I've not talked to them for three days, they are still doing their, everybody still thinks additional is still recording. No, I'm not. Most of the videos you're watching, the video that will come out tonight, I've recorded it since 2 weeks, since March 1st or March 8th or something. So they're structured around me always showing up. But when it comes to me staying motivated in difficult times, to be honest, I'm just getting better at it because I'm a melancholic. So I overthink, things get to me a lot. So you could see that there will just be days when I'll just be reserved. I'll just not talk to anybody. Right. Just be on my own. I can sit there in a spot for like hours and I'm just there just thinking and things like that. But then one thing that really helped me is that I revisit my goals or I watch people that inspired me to get started in the first place. For example, one thing you always see me do, once you see me watch Donald Trump documentary, there's a documentary on Netflix called Trump. Once you see me watch it or watch Wall Street, once you watching those things I've watched before, watch again. Something is wrong with me. So when I watch, I see those guys the way they are moving. It's like iron sharpening iron. It just ignites that hunger, and I'm like, you know what, we die here. Let's go again. Let's do something. I'll just call another staff meeting. This direction we are going again. So I try to put all those things in place so that constantly, when I want to feel down, I'm motivated. Sometimes, don't let me lie and say I get to it immediately. Sometimes it takes some days. It takes days, right? That maybe like I just 24 hours. I'm just not in the office. I'm not saying anything to my team. But because there's structure around the office, they don't need it to run. So the media guy knows what he has to do. The accounts know these things to go to clients. So those structure helped me that my own weakness doesn't spill over to the business, right? So that's why I can always show up even when things are not right.
So is that how you balance your personal life with your business and other investments? Or there's actually another strategy to that?
Basically, I think my life revolves around my business, in all honesty. Right. If I'm not doing something in my business, maybe I'm in church. If I'm not in church, maybe I'm watching a movie. I don't have any other life outside. I don't watch ball. I don't play games. I really don't have anything. If I'm on my laptop, I'm reading. And if I'm reading, that means I'm reading so that I can have something to share. I'm picking a course. Currently, I'm doing a BS and an MBA together. So everything I'm doing just revolves around my business, basically. So I don't think I have a separate life. When I wake up in the morning, my prayer point is business. My everything is, even me giving is route to business CSR. So I really don't have a detached life. That's why if anything is wrong with me personally, it will definitely spill over if I don't have all those structures in place that you can actually do the things when I'm not there.
What are the key factors you can tell people to build a successful business? In the sense that I remember one of the video you actually spoke about, if you have 0 naira now, you can build up a business
of 10 million
of
naira
10 million naira in 1 week. It's mind blowing. How would you in 1 week build a business of 10 million naira?
Now, I'm talking from accommodation of today. There was a time when the first thing is, where will I put people that will pay me 10 million naira? So as of today, I can wake up in the morning and reach out to maybe 3 people and raise 50 million naira or more. But 2019, maybe the max I can raise is 50,000 naira. So when I'm talking, that's why people should learn to listen within context. When I say I can raise 10 million in 1 week, it's up for an additional of 2025 that is talking. So it took me time to build that credibility to get here, right? So it's not that since there I started. No, I told you as a guy that I sold potato chips. If I had someone that will 10 million, would I go and sell potato chips? I won't, right? So I would say for someone who wants to be successful in business, especially if you're just starting out, number one, know that your business is not you. That's one of the mistakes we make. A lot of us are self-employed. We don't want to
Hey, let's digest this. Your business is not you. Your business is a separate entity. If you catch this revelation, your life will never be the same again. Your business is not you. Your business is not you. Just meditate on that.
You own a business when you own a system. For example, we have a new project in Ibadan. I've only been to the site once or twice. But the time they're putting banner, they are doing the survey. It's not my business. The guy that will do it is there. So the structure you put when you know that this business and me, we are two different entities. Right. And I have to create a system whereby there are people that can get it running without me. So that what I bring is leadership and vision casting. So my own job, I can't know how to handle social media like my staff does. I don't know how to do graphics or videos like my staff does. My own is to create a system whereby they work together without me. My own is to tell them this is where we are going. Then oh yeah, let's go, and provide the resources for them to go to it. Right. So without that, if I'm the one that you say you design this, you put this on here, you put this on here. No, I'm self-employed. They're just working under a self-employed person. I didn't start with, I don't know if I've said it publicly before. I used to have, as at 2021, I had 14 staff, and it was a total disaster.
What
Right.
happened?
Because it failed. Number one, I was still self-employed here. Right. So most times I'll give them something to do. They won't do it. I'll go and do it myself because I had the skill. And when I got into real estate, bulk of my commission went into paying salaries of people I was doing because there was no structure. There was nothing, and things like that. So when I restarted now, it was just one person at first, then grew to 2 people, then 3 people, then we grew from there. So it's not that you want to start with everybody at once. No, 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 no. There are times when it's still you and one person, 2 people. Then, but as you keep expanding, make sure you are relieving yourself of some duties.
And you're building a
Exactly,
structure.
and you're being instructed for them to work effectively. So what you do basically is that you set vision and you review whether what you set for them is being implemented. Not that you are the one running the business.
Okay. So how do I identify the best business for me? Because a lot of people, entrepreneurs, they've actually ventured into different business and it crashed. How am I so sure and say, okay, this business would lead to success for me?
There's no way to know.
There's no
That's
way
true.
to know. So that means to just try it.
So it's not just trying it. You see, we are growing every day.
True.
That's a fact we should know. Even Dangote, as big as he is, hope you know, he started a noodles company and failed. Is it that does not know business?
It does.
So how come he failed? So there are certain things that you find a problem to solve, not a product to sell. I was working in a corporate organization whereby we only have break 1 hour every day. And I noticed that at the end of the day, maybe after break, people come and ask me, do you have chewing gum? I'm saying no. Oh, do you have sweet? Do you have anything I can chew? So I'm like, this happened today. This happened yesterday. I said no problem. So I went to, there's a mall opposite UI.
Sharp man.
So I bought a pack. I just bought different, stuffs. I took it to the office. Then as we're coming, I was giving them. As we're coming, I was giving them. I said nice. So the next time, what I did was I just branded just a normal box, then put different things like cake, chewing gum, sweets, gala, just yama yama inside it. Then I took it to the office, about 5 or so, about 5. Then one of them came and said, "Do you have something I can try?" I said, "I actually have a snack that you can buy. And you can keep in the office for maybe 1 week, and it will last you for just 1,500 naira." And he said, "Oh, that's nice." And he bought one. Now, I just had to sell that to people in my office and just make a couple extra bucks until I realized that people don't have discipline. So they are buying the snacks back to eat for 1 week, but they'll finish it that day. So tomorrow they'll come back again. So one person was giving me about 5,000 every week. And the snacks bags that I was buying was just, so it was a problem I was solving. It was an opportunity I just saw. And I started. It wasn't that I just said, let me start selling snacks bags. And that's why some of us we struggle, right? Because we just find a product to just try to sell. There's no, now when you see a problem to solve, what you are seeing is that there's a gap, there's a need already that people are already looking for. Then you feel it. Simple.
If I'm filling up a gap, how do I get people? How do I get my networking right for people to keep buying? Okay, let's say when you left the organization, were you still selling the
No,
business?
before I even left, before I left there, I already started posting on my status. So people in
People-
banks around, it's since this one have this problem, you know there's a general problem. If these people need something to chew, these people in other organizations also need something to chew. But it's just the same way you watch a video online and you can relate to it. Why? If it's affecting this person, it's affecting you too. You get. So if you can see that's affecting this set of people, there's a high probability that there are a lot of other people that you don't even know that is affecting. So when I start putting it out, others start coming in. I'm telling you, even from school, I started sending to Bowen in Iwo, sending to Lisi, sending to Unilorin.
So this is how I can build 10 million naira and get 10 million naira in
So
1 week.
really, if you in 1 month we made over 3 million. Yeah, in 1 month that I closed, we made over 3 million. It was the pressure that made me close the business.
What?
That's why I told you that I'm just learning to manage right? There was some family drama around my entrepreneurship, right? Because as I then, like 6 months, I've started like 5 businesses. So it was starting. My family did not understand what I was doing anymore. So I was sent out of the house. So that was what killed that business. But it was really a pretty cool business. I made some cool cash.
You actually, there was one of your videos you spoke about capacity, building capacity, mastery, sweat equity, and the like. I want to understand as an entrepreneur in a layman understanding. I want
So
to understand.
there's something I often say that employees make better entrepreneurs.
Employees
can't-
make better
You can't convince
entrepreneurs.
me otherwise. All these salary is not the pay for their your dreams. Don't you are working for someone's dream so that I don't believe in. I don't buy it. Right? Steve Jobs, Apple, he was an employee. Bill Gates was an employee. There are some things you can't learn except you've been in a system. You cannot. You can't learn structure. They can't teach you on YouTube. You can't learn emotional intelligence. You can't learn how to relate with people. You can't learn how to just see that your staff is not fine. You can't learn. There are some things you just cannot learn except you've worked in a place. Some people don't know what it means to be toxic, to be a toxic boss. But when you've been with a toxic boss, you would know how it feels, so you treat people better. So when it comes to building capacity, like I said, we are growing every day. Right? Most businesses fail, not because it was a bad business, but because the founder does not know what to do right at that time. Just like I was talking about structure now. I didn't have structure for the snapback business. It failed. I didn't have structure for the fashion business. It failed. But now, so all those mistakes and failures is what made the additional today that you can say you're invited to come and talk. So most people actually, you fail at one, you quit. Failure lange. You someone said you gym with it. I told you that they locked me up in chat. You can't shame me. They've threatened me with law, they've threatened police. Oh yeah, come and carry me. You see that is legit. So what now happened? You have to, that capacity has to be there. Let me say okay, let me say like this. To be honest, your business goal can happen today. What is delaying it is that the level of knowledge you need to have for you to make it happen today, you don't have it yet. So that time that I'm saying it takes time to succeed, it takes time to grow. What is taking time is that it's taking time for you to grow, to become the quality of person that can make that result happen. So that time is not because economy is hard. It's not because it's you that the business is waiting for to grow. When you start investing in yourself today to keep growing, you see that your result is faster. I train sales people and I tell them your result is as fast as you want it to be. Simple. If you want to hit $1 million in 90 days, if you put in the work to grow, to learn, you'll do it. You'll do it. Someone came to stay with me. Okay, for example, I run a business, right? And I consult for businesses. And yet, I just told you now that I posted the certification I just recently got 2 days ago. And someone was like, how are you doing this and you're still learning? Because one thing I've forgotten the book I learned it from, and it changed my perspective to things. Work harder on yourself than you work on your job.
Work harder on yourself
Than you work on your job. When you work harder on yourself, you are ever valuable to your job. You can't be easily left away. But when you are working harder on your job than on yourself, someone else is working harder on the person's self. The person will come tomorrow and is better than you because you'll be at the same level, even though you are working hard. Right? People don't reward effort; they reward the quality of knowledge behind the effort. If you are rewarding effort, the Alabaru will be the richest guys. The people that dig soak away, they'll be the richest guys. Right? But what are people? I train companies and 3 hour session. I know how much I get paid. Why are they paying me to come and talk to them for 3 hours? It's because they know that there's just something you would say within that 3 hours that can shift us from 100 million to 1 billion. Right? So it's the quality of knowledge behind my standing for 3 hours that they are rewarding, not the talk. So capacity means that I'm giving all due diligence to making sure that I am ever valuable, ever growing. Right? I was telling someone that you are let's say, let me use it. You are a cinematographer, you're working in the film. Don't compete with another cinematographer in that film. Who is the number one cinematographer in your country? That's your competition. When you compete with that benchmark, everybody in your film will be competing against you. Every film I have worked, it sounds like bragging, but I have never not gotten a job I applied for. I've never been fired. And every job I've gotten, I become a team lead within 6 months. Why? Because before I even get there, number one, I'm hungry. So when I get there, I'm thinking like the CEO. When I get to a place, I'm looking at people that have been there for 5 years. What's their life like? What's their result like? If I like it, I'll start pursuing them. What certification do they have? What are they learning? That's the way I see things. So that hunger, I cannot be benched. I cannot be left behind. So most times when we talk about mastery, when we talk about capacity, it's not something big. That thing I want to do, that fashion. If the first lady, if I get the first lady of this country your clothes and she gets to see your page, will she be proud? Will she value me? Will she think I value her more? Or will she think that so you don't even this is what I'm worth to you? Do you get what I just said?
I got that.
You're selling shoes and I buy your shoes for the president. And the president now comes on your page. Will he say that so this is what I'm worth? Or will he say, wow, this is what this guy gives to me? Think of your service as that. If someone recommend it to the president, will the president look at the person like, are you okay? When you say, wow, this is the best person we've ever seen. If your value cannot stand that test, keep investing, keep learning, there are a lot of things you can do. Keep watching stuff. Right? There are times I was telling, we have a video on YouTube about 3 hours, and I sent to someone to watch. And after 1 week, I asked, how far? He said, I'm still watching it. That's the last time I spoke with the person. That's the last time I spoke with him. I have books I read, 400 pages, one sitting. You see, at this point, I don't even read many books anymore, but I can read one good book 5 times. You keep revisiting it. That's nothing is free. Nothing. That's just it. All the success. If you think that Dangote is wealthy, you probably cannot keep up his work ethic. It's easy to claim their results. I want to move a little bit. It's easy. It's easy. Before I ever got on flights, it was a prayer point. Until you start flying like 5 times a week, it's not pleasure. When you are, I was telling someone, I said, when I started flying, it was sightseeing. You're looking at the clouds. Now, before plane take off, you've slept. Because now you're tired from one to the other. And that's how it is. If someone flying private jet, God, miss one day. That person is not luxury to the person. It's a necessity. And if they have time, they will say, I don't want to go on this trip. So really, it's building that weight such that you are like I said, you are 1 minute, 1 meeting away from everything you need. Keep consuming stuff. It's just as simple as that.
For brand, you spoke about competition.
Wow. I'm gonna stop here, man. This is so rich for me. I could listen to this young man for hours, man. I don't know about you guys. Keep investing in yourself. That's all I'm gonna tell you guys, man. Keep investing. If you're a young person, doesn't matter. Just keep investing in yourself. God bless you guys. I'll say bye. Au revoir.